them on what African American literature means to them. Now, two people are currently in African American literature, and the other two are not. So it's kind of cool to see their different perspectives. Ike, what do you think African American literature is all about?
I think African American literature is about a connection with our past and the different people that were like activists and writers that kind of like kept our history intact so that those of us in the present day and age can understand how life was back in the days during slavery, even after slavery with the civil rights struggle. And I believe that it's kind of a reference point to our present day and age.
Thank what you. Does African American literature mean to you?
Well, pretty much just about ancestors and the history of our culture.
What does African American literature mean to you?
African American literature means to me, it means, I guess, following and understanding the ideas of the people who came before me and how they wrote to explain their struggles and the tones that they use and the self-effacing ways that they went about the different situations to counteract the thoughts of the Caucasians on how they oppose their impressions and ideas down on African Americans.
What does African American literature mean to you?
African American literature to me means learning more about my people and how they were speaking. I don't know, how we learn.
Thank you. What does African American literature mean to me? Now, before I even took African American literature, I thought African American literature was all about my ancestors and their history and how they brought down that history. But now, taking the class, I have such a better understanding of what African American literature is all about. When Toni Morrison wrote was recognized for the highest award, it was because the themes and the issues she explored in the literature of the role of African Americans within the larger American society, African American culture, racism, slavery, and social equality. So I think I just have such a better understanding of what African American literature is about. I mean, just in the works of such late 18th century writers, before the high point of slave narratives, African American literature was dominated by autobiography spiritual natives. So I think African American literature reached early high points with slave narratives of the 19th century. So I just think African American literature now is what I think African literature is about now is not just about my ancestors, but it has such a big, broad meaning of really what African American literature is. And I'm just such a blessing that I took this class because now I really have broadened my horizon. What is Black aesthetics? Well, Black aesthetics was a name given to a group of politically motivated poets, artists, dramatics, musicians, and writers who emerged in Black power. And the poet who started it all was Amari Baraka. Is there a definite Black aesthetics in 2016? I don't think we will ever reach a conclusion to Black aesthetics, Black power, because it's always going to be your groups of people who is, racist, and it's always going to be your Black power, everything, people and Black don't crack no more people, because I just don't think, we're ever going to reach an agreement, and should there be, I wish everybody could get along, but sadly, that's just not how the world works. What does African American literature mean to me? Now, that's a great question. What does African American literature mean to you?
Mean to me? African American literature is, I guess. No, try that again.
It ain't no aesthetic, Black aesthetics.
What is African American? Alright, what do you think African American share? Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, post them below. I took Ms. Spence's class at Texas Southern University. Go Tigers!